the ancient Native American tribes that vanished. Blood-soaked lives and untold history. When we talk about the first peoples of North America, we often think of surviving famous tribes like the Apache, Cherokee, Sioux, or Cheyenne, but hundreds of tribes vanished without a trace. Some live on only in their names. Others were erased by colonization, wars, and diseases. This article tells the chilling true story of 5 such lost tribes one by one. 1. Anasazi, the ancestors lost to drought and conflict. The first tribe is the Anasazi, sometimes called the Ancient Ones. They lived around AD 700 to 1300 in the areas we now call New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado. The name Anasazi comes from the Navajo language and means ancient enemies. The Anasazi built remarkable cliff dwellings, hidden in canyons and high cliffs. They depended on scarce water sources and went to bloody lengths to protect them. Archaeologists have found human remains that suggest evidence of cannibalism and brutal conflicts during extreme droughts. By the late 1200s, the Anasazi disappeared mysteriously. Some believe they merged with the Pueblo peoples, but their original cities fell silent forever. 2. Mound Builders, earthworks of forgotten peoples. In the fertile valleys of Ohio and the Mississippi River, the Mound Builders once thrived. They were not a single tribe, but a collective culture grouped into the Adena, Hopewell, and Mississippian traditions. Their name comes from the thousands of large, mysterious earthen mounds they built for burials, ceremonies, and rituals. Some mounds hide eerie burial chambers filled with skeletons and strange artifacts. These structures are older than many European cities. Before European contact, the Mound Builders were wiped out by unknown causes, possibly diseases, climate shifts, or conflicts. The people who built these earthworks were absorbed by later tribes, but the secrets of their civilization remain, buried under grass and soil. 3. Beothuk, the tribe hunted to extinction. The Beothuk people lived on Newfoundland Island in what is now Canada. For centuries they survived by fishing and sealing, but when European fishermen arrived, the Beothuk were cut off from their food sources and pushed inland. The settlers and fishermen hunted them like wild animals, driving them from their lands, shooting them on sight, and kidnapping survivors for forced labor. The last known Beothuk, a woman named Shanaudithit, died in 1829. When she died, the Beothuk disappeared from the earth. Today, only a few bones and old European journals tell their tragic story. Yokuts, wiped out by gold and disease. In California's Central Valley, the Yokuts were once among the largest native groups in North America. Some estimates say their population reached up to 100,000 before European contact. When Spanish colonizers and gold prospectors arrived, Yokuts' lands were seized, rivers were poisoned, and waves of deadly diseases, smallpox, measles, swept through their villages. Entire communities were wiped out in decades. Survivors were forced into missions or scattered among other tribes. Today, the original Yokuts culture is nearly extinct. 5. Cahuilla, desert masters lost to mission chains. The Cahuilla people lived in the harsh deserts of present-day California and Nevada. They were experts at finding water and surviving in unforgiving landscapes. When Spanish missionaries and settlers came, the Cahuilla were rounded up and forced into missions. Their desert settlements were destroyed, women and children enslaved, and their way of life broken. By the late 1800s, the remaining Cahuilla people lost their land and language. Today, only fragments of their traditions survive. The common thread of extinction. One truth binds these 5 lost tribes together: colonization, violence, disease, slavery, and starvation. These ancient peoples built their own worlds long before Europeans arrived. But guns, steel, and foreign epidemics erased their stories in just a few centuries. Their cliff cities, sacred mounds, and scattered bones now stand silent, haunting reminders of a forgotten world buried beneath modern America. Why we must remember. Modern America is seen as a symbol of freedom, but that freedom came at a price: blood and tears. The story of these lost native tribes is a stark, silent lesson that every great civilization leaves behind. Ghosts when power and greed run wild.